everybody, welcome back to my channel, As Real As I Can Be. My name is Kanyisa and I'm really glad to have you back. So for this channel, this past 2 weeks, I have been doing a series on anxiety. And if you haven't seen those, you can just go back 2 videos and you will see part 1 where I sort of explain what anxiety is. Part 2 where I'm talking to friends and family members of people who have people in their lives who are struggling with anxiety and asking them to handle it with love and compassion. And for this third part of this series, I just wanted to close off this series on anxiety with just some small facts about anxiety, just to help you guys understand that whatever you're going through, it is not a foreign concept, first of all. There are so many people out there who struggle with anxiety. And like I said before, you are not alone. And I just wanted to sort of reiterate what I was saying in terms of how you can get help. Look, it's a mental health issue, first of all. And in a perfect world, we would all have access to the type of help that we need and the type of help that we all deserve. But it is expensive. Psychologists are expensive, first of all, right? Only those of us who have who live in, like a certain bracket of income can afford to go to a therapist. Second of all, there is so much stigma around therapy, around psychology. For such a long time, it has been something that is looked at negatively. And so we also need to destigmatize that. So there's so much work that needs to be done, and I think that the work is being done. And I think that people are becoming more aware. People are becoming more interested in seeing therapy. And so there's work on the ground that's happening. And I just want to say that there will still be work and it will continue to happen. And there will still be people out here like me who are looking into the camera and saying you are not alone. And I just wanted to share this story with you guys as we finish this talk on anxiety. I went and I started therapy 2 years ago. I'm not anymore because it's expensive, but I am going to go back. It's one of the best things that I've honestly done for myself. Anyway, my therapist would always end every email with, "Be kind to yourself." And she would end every session with the same words, "Be kind to yourself." Or she would say, "Be tender to yourself." Or she would say things like, "Treat yourself like a baby." And those sounded so good, self-kindness. And so I thought, what does she mean by being kind to myself? And at the back of my head, although that all sounded wonderful and pretty, I was still struggling with the how of what she was telling me to do. And I thought, okay, the best way for me to start is to start being honest about how I feel. It was also to start letting the people around me know what it was that I was feeling. And that can be really difficult. And, I am those people who used to smile and I would laugh the loudest in the room, but inside I would be in so much pain. And so one of the ways that I showed myself kindness was to honor all these feelings that I was having that I had deemed negative. So if I was not okay, I would say, "I'm not okay. I'm not doing good. Something is off," and also honor the good ones where I would say, "You know what? I'm having a fantastic day." We live in this culture where it is so hard sometimes to just say the day was perfect, because we're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're always waiting for something to go wrong. We don't allow ourselves moments of joy. And so part of being kind to myself was to say, this is how Kanyisa is feeling now. And what am I going to do for her in this state that she is in now? If I needed to cry, I cried. If I needed to sleep all day, I slept all day. If I needed to go out, I would go out. If I needed people to be around me, I would have people around me. If I needed to be alone, I would be alone. And so being kind was saying, okay, this is how I'm feeling. What do I need? And so I just wanted to extend that for you guys and say, start from allowing yourself to feel things that you have thought that you couldn't feel before, or that you have deemed negative feelings. You know, you are a person, and we are here having a human experience. And part of having that human experience is to have feelings. And some feelings are positive and they are great to have, and we love having them. And some feelings just suck, but we don't get to ignore them or avoid them. Let's just allow ourselves the privilege and everything that comes with honoring all our feelings. So that's what I have to share with you. And then also just heading back to that topic of anxiety, I've really been thinking about the different ways in which anxiety manifests itself, right? So there's always levels to everything. Things are just not black and white. There's always gray areas in the middle. And so what I wanted to share with you, just getting a bit more into the psychology of the mind, just a little bit, and just how minds function differently when we have anxiety. So I'm going to show you this book. I have been reading The 5 a.m. Club. It's by Robin Sharma. And my girlfriend just finished reading it. And so we've been discussing it quite a bit. And Robin talks about how your mind goes that moment you wake up. And so he talks about how your brain releases a hormone called the cortisol hormone. And what that does is it is a stress hormone. So that you wake up and that stress hormone is like, you're awake, and it just goes into full attack. That's where if your cortisol is high, your anxiety is high, your stress is high, you are not feeling your great self. You are not being your great self in those first few seconds or minutes of waking up. And what he says to do, he says counter that by exercising. Because when you exercise, you release dopamine and you release serotonin. And those hormones are your happy hormones. Those are your productivity hormones. Those are your motivation, where you feel motivated after I work out in the morning, I feel sweaty and tired, but oh my God, I feel so good. I am ready to take on the day. And so just to help you guys, because I know if you've watched the first part, I was like, exercise and meditation. And I'm not like saying, oh, this is what I think. These are things that I read in books like this. Also other books that I read a lot, which is Brene Brown I read, and she talks about the same stuff. And so, yeah, if you guys, I'm going to do it, even if you don't ask. I'll just put some books that have helped me here in terms of how I deal with myself, in terms of self-love, self-kindness. You know, Brene Brown talks about the gifts of your imperfection. That has been wonderful. That book, I could read it once a year, honestly. It is such a powerful book. And it just helps you to see that, dude, I am just a person here. I am not meant to be perfect. I am just meant to live, and to live in the fullest of what life has to bring and what life has to offer. And so I offer that to you guys to sort of take things easy. Things don't need to be so hard. And also, once again, respect how you're feeling, honor how you're feeling, meditate. Meditation is going to change your life. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be long. You don't have to sit for an hour. You can start with just 2 minutes. That's it. 2 minutes of just sitting in stillness. If you have thoughts, that's okay. Let them come in, keep breathing, and let them go. But meditation, it centers you. So I just want to remind you, I've spoken about it before. I just want to remind you to just meditate. Another thing that I'm going to put in the description of this video, know that I have not been paid for this by these apps, but there are some apps that I have used before that I have found very helpful with meditation, apps like Calm or Headspace. And now we are meditating with this girl on Spotify. Her name is Lucy. I'll put her link as well here. She does an amazing guided meditation on Spotify. That's something that you guys can do as well. And I really want to remind you before I leave once again that you are not alone. And also, honestly, I know that things like therapy and going to see a psychologist, they're expensive and most of us don't have access, but there are still things that you can do to take care of yourself. There are still things that you can do to take care of those around you. So you don't have to sit and feel helpless. And if you are just not sure at all where to even begin, shoot me a message on Instagram. My handle there is as real as I can be. Also, you can just comment on this video as well. I'm pretty sure that there will be people here who can tell you how they have handled their anxiety. And in that way, we can all help each other. And this is where I am going to end it today, and I will see you guys next week for my next video. Remember to subscribe to my channel and let your friends know to come and subscribe as well, and follow me on all the social networks. I am in all of them except for not on Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, but I'm not active. So you don't want to follow me on that one. But that's where I want to end it today, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye. Mwah.